Hey everyone, welcome to Data Millennials. I'm Atul, and in this video we are going to discuss about the input function with the float function in Python. So as we all know and we have seen in our previous videos that the input function helps to take string data from the user, and the input function accepts only and only the string data. However, if the user wants to enter decimal data, then there is a need to use another function along with the input function, and Python accepts decimal input from the user in the form of a float function. So this is the float function which will help you as a developer to accept decimal input from the user. So let's see how to use the float function with the input function to get decimal data from the user. So let's assume that we have to take the input from user as the side of a square. Okay, so we are going to basically print area of a square. Okay, so I'm just gonna put side as my variable and I'm gonna take input. Then I'm going to ask user to please enter the side of a square. Okay, and then to get the area of a square. Okay, now if I put side into side as my result equal to, and before that I am just gonna put, let's say, print type of side, print type of side. Okay, now if I run this I'm gonna get an error because of this line. So let's run this first. So Python is asking me to put the enter the side of a square, so I'm gonna put 5, and you can see that over here we are getting the type error that cannot multiply sequence of non-integer to type string, and you can see over here that we have class string. Okay, now in order to overcome this issue we can simply use this float function over here, and then if I run this again I'm gonna put 5 as my input value. You can see that the class is float. Okay, now if I print result, we'll get the 25, which is area of a square. So after displaying this please enter the side of a square to get the side of a square, the program execution stops and waits for the user input. The string produced by the input function is passed on to the float function and produces a value to assign to the variable side. So this line, this code line over here, promotes the user to enter a decimal value to assign it to the variable and store it into the memory, and then basically within this result we have the multiplication of this side and we are getting the result as 25. In case if we do not use this float before this input function, then we are going to get the same error which we had seen in the starting. So this is how basically you can use the float function with input function to get the decimal value as the user input in Python. Happy learning and see you in the next video.